Hey everyone, welcome to Startups on Demand, sponsored by New York Tech Media. Today I've got the awesome Alon Gilady, the CEO and co-founder of Renovai, as my guest. Alon, thanks for being on the
Hey,
show.
thanks, Omri. Pleasure to be here.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself before we kind of deep in the deep questions.
Yeah, sure. So, as you mentioned, my name is Alon, one of the founders. I'm 34 years old, father to a baby girl, married. And in my previous company that me and Alon founded, we were dealing with a lot of 3D, and we have created a small studio and worked with interior designers and architects, and trying to visualize and creating 3D content for their needs. So that's the previous company that we have built. And from that experience, we really understood, in the interior design world, the architect world, the designer world, and from that experience, the idea of renovai arose.
So, okay, so my first question was actually where the initial idea for the company came from, and I think you kind of answered on that already. So take us a little bit about, about Renovai. So what are the differentiate, factors and features you guys have compared to competitors?
I think that we're looking at the problem in a different angle. And the main reason for that is the source and the idea behind the product is trying to understand how designers think. And then applying the technologies into e-commerce websites and acting as a recommendation engine. But the way that our system work and the brain work is trying to understand the fundamental of design, trying to understand how interior designers think when they trying to design a space. So really dig deep and trying to understand, dividing the interior design world into styles, and then trying to understand from top interior designers and top architects how they match items together in terms of color matching and materials and shapes, and using computer vision and AI to trying to solve that. And once we have solved that, I think what's unique about us is the recommendation is dependent on that feature. And when we collaborate, our understanding of design, our understanding of the inventory, and our understanding of the end shopper based on previous actions they are doing on site, I think that we are, creating the most unique and design-oriented recommendations in the world.
So the recommendation is focused and is tailored on the end consumer and not on the specific end consumer, and not on, the volume of searches on a specific item, right?
Exactly. It's not based on segmentation and statistical behavior on site. It's based on knowledge, design knowledge. And I think that's the way that we are different compared to anyone else. And that is why I think our solution is very interesting.
So take us a little bit about, the process of building Renovai, the actual process. So how does it work? I know you guys have a designer in-house, actually, which you guys call, the mother of algorithms.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that, about the whole process.
The process of how we build the technology?
Yeah, the actual technology, about the product itself, the nitty-gritty stuff you guys do on a daily basis to kind of improve it.
Yeah, definitely. So we have 3 architects and interior designers in staff, because we believe that this is an important aspect of what we do. And so we're doing a few things. First of all, we have 3 main layers of deep technology, which I tried to explain before, but I will elaborate right now. The first layer is to be able to understand individual products. So for that case, we have created a very interesting methodology, dividing categories, for example, sofas, into archetypes. So each category have dozens of different archetypes that try to get the full understanding of the category. So based on computer vision, we were able to understand each sofa, which archetype it belongs to. And from that understanding, we can truly understand each of the items that we receive from retailers that are working with us and analyze that in a very, very precise way. The second layer of technology is understanding the customer. So based on all the previous actions that the customer are doing, items they've added to the wish list, to the cart, purchased before, interacted with, we take all of that under consideration and we are creating a unique profile for each individual shopper. And we have created that algorithm based on basically design knowledge that our VP of design, Reut, has created. So this is a very important aspect. And the third layer, as I mentioned, is creating design knowledge, design methodology. And there's a huge influence of our design team into that. So getting to understand the market, getting to understand the terminology of design, collecting the right data that try to describe well each design that we try to study, each style that we try to study. They have huge and significant role in the company, and they are working very closely with our product developers, our software developers, and the AI team as well.
What is your target audience right now in terms of clients and partners? And has that kind of changed or pivoted, since you guys launched your startup?
Yeah, it's a good question. So initially when we started, we had an MVP going direct to consumer, but that was a really trying to understand if there's value for what we are creating. And we understood that there's tremendous amount of value, and we thought about how we're gonna capture the most value that we are able to provide. And after a long research, we have decided to go into the B2B, the B2B2C, working with a lot of retailers and e-commerce brands. That's basically that. And the core target audience for us, if we're talking about clients, are retailers that do focus on e-commerce, and they understand e-commerce, and they would like to invest in tools that making the customer journey a better place. So these are the low-hanging fruits for us. But every retailer within the lifestyle domain is a relevant potential customer of ours. And if we're talking about the end consumer, it's every customer that goes into their websites. It could be a customer that is looking to just buying a single item, a single rug, or customers that are looking to redesign a full space or a full apartment. We have a variety of different solutions across the customer journey, and in each important touch point and in each decision-making process, and we try to help the end consumer with that. So yeah, we consider ourselves a B2B2C company.
Interesting. So you're talking about a B2B2C concept, and not all B2B2C startups are kind of like the same, right? Some of them are more hands-on. Some call themselves B2B2C, but they're strictly B2B. They just kind of like that terminology. Can you elaborate a little bit about the actual integration of the B2B2C? Like, how hands-on are you guys in? What is the kind of process when you guys are starting to partner up with a new client? How does it look like?
Yeah, definitely. So I will start with the first question. So the reason that we really consider ourselves a B2B2C company is because our interfaces for most of the products that we are developing are rendered on our side. So we have a real estate inside the website, and we control the look and feel of the product. Obviously, we are customized it to each of the customers, but we have a lot of thought process around how the experience should look like, and the entire UX UI job. So that's why it's a big part of our development. It's not just the back-end logic. We have a front-end side as well. And the process that how we integrate with different customers is basically very easy integration. First of all, we need to connect to the feed of products the customer has. So we need to get all the relevant necessary information. the product name, the SKU of the item, images of the item. Then we digest it, and using computer vision, we are analyzing all the products basically to the most important attributes that we need. The color, the shape, the material, the texture of the item, a lot of information about each of the item. We do that completely on our side. And then the final solution that we provide is a JavaScript code. They integrate it into the right places on their website. And then as an iframe, we are opening up our solution within the retailer's platform.
Who's usually the point of contact, the person of contact that you guys integrate with the client? Is it the CMO or head of biz dev? Who is it usually?
So it depends on the size of the clients that are working with us. CMO is a big focal point. Head of innovation for bigger retailers. A head of product manager is a big position. And some of the clients have digital experience manager. So these type of roles are the most immediate suspect that we try to connect.
Awesome. So I have one last question for you today is if you can give us a little bit of a glimpse on your product roadmap. Obviously, you can kind of elaborate on everything, but a few key features that you guys are about to kind of launch and integrate in the next few months.
That's a great question. So there are a few things that we thought in advance about how we consider our company. One of them is we consider ourselves relevant for every lifestyle brands in the world. So we primarily started with the furniture and interior design world, but we are looking to expand to other domains as well in order to take advantage of our technology capabilities. So the next domain that we would like to focus is fashion and apparel, which is very close in terms of a design element or style element, because in both domains we need to match colors and shapes and texture, and we know that our capability in interior design can be easily adjusted to the fashion industry. And later down the road, obviously, jewelry, cosmetics, everything with visual aspect, our unique algorithm has a competitive advantage. And the second thing that we would like to do, even within the furniture industry, it's a very exciting product that we are working on, is taking visual commerce and visual search to the next level. And what we would like to do, up until now, most of the recommendation engines and ourselves used to recommend based on interactions the customer are doing on site, trying to analyze and creating a profile. What we would like to do is analyzing the customer existing, for example, living room, and they would be able to upload a picture of the existing living room, and based on the style of the living room and based on the understanding of each item inside the room, we would be able to understand what to recommend, what complementary items to recommend, what rugs they should purchase if they're looking for a rug. So it's taking visual search to a much more, I think, useful use case compared to anything else in the market right now.
Love it. That's super interesting. I would love to see. So essentially someone can just like upload an image and you'll just grab that and kind of give them recommendations based on that specific, image. That's super impressive. And
exactly. And not only that, we are going to communicate what we think about their existing living room. So we're going to tell, this is your sofa. These are the attributes of it. These are the attributes for the armchair, and then give the customers some insights as well.
Hopefully, it's not gonna bump, and piss off their in-house designer.
Exactly.
But
trying to be politically correct. Yes.
Exactly. But love it. Alon Gilady, thank you so much for being on the show, and keep up the awesome work. And for everyone who's listening who wants to kind of visit, you can visit renovai.com. You can check out their LinkedIn pages. You can follow them on Twitter as well. And you can straight on DM Alon Gilady on LinkedIn.
Thanks. Cheers, Omri. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.